Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Bad Decisions with Jazz, episode 2. I just want to say thank you so much for all the love and support that I've been getting from everyone. Seriously, it's overwhelmingly amazing. I also want to say that I am now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, as well as SoundCloud, which is where it kind of originated, and Buzzsprout, but I think most people listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so it was pretty freaking amazing to see that my podcast got approved on both of those websites, and you can search it on there, and I was lit. I hope that you subscribe so that you can keep up with my latest bad decision. Speaking of which, let's get into it. Let's talk about the bad decision I made today. Well, I got home from work at 3:30, and by 3:40 I was laying on my bed. I had not changed yet or even showered, which is pretty nasty. I usually do that every day, and I went to go cuddle with my cat. I lay down on the bed, brought up TikTok, and I shit you not, from 3:40ish up until 5:43 p.m. I was scrolling on TikTok, watching home renovations, and when I looked at the time, I was so pissed at myself. Like, how was I on there for 2 hours? I was gonna, clean my house and meal prep and cook dinner and, be a responsible adult, because now I'm 23 and I gotta get my shit together. But here we go, I played myself. Didn't do that. Definitely cleaned my house, and I'm definitely sitting in my gaming room again and drinking a glass of wine this time. So actually, it's not too bad. I just didn't get to cook or meal prep. Whatever, it's fine. I have a leftover Alfredo. I'll just take that, right? Good enough? Anyways, yeah, that's the most recent bad decision. The next one is I was on Facebook and I saw one of those little, posts that people share, and it says people with tattoos are going to hell. And look, I have 4 cute little tattoos, and if I'm going to hell, then I will see all you motherfuckers there, okay? I'm gonna go to hell, and I'm gonna rule that shit. I'm gonna rule it, and I will do it flawlessly, okay? I'm so kidding. I'm definitely deflecting from the fact that I do want to go to heaven, but if it's not in the cards for me, just because I have tattoos on skin that's not even gonna go to heaven, then fine, whatever, so be it. Like I said, I will rule that shit flawlessly, okay? So that's that. Let's talk about the bad decision that I made this past week, because I'm just a fucking magnet for them and I'll just never get my life together, I'm convinced. Well, I was talking to this guy for 6 months. That's right, 6 months, half a year. That's intense, I know, and I feel like it's a good intro to this podcast since you don't know what it's going to be about yet, at least fully. You can see, the caption, or the title, that's what I mean, the title and the caption. You can see both. You can read, obviously. I don't know why I'm acting like this. It's the glass of wine. Don't check me. Don't come for me. Yes, I am a little tipsy. It's wine, okay? Wine does that to you. And it's red wine, so red wine definitely does that to you. And yeah, so he was staying in a hotel this weekend, and I don't know what it was, but Saturday night, I just could not sleep. Okay, so I was testing fate a little bit. I was sitting down on my couch. I was watching Lucifer, which, by the way, there's a new season coming out, and that's fucking lit. I'm ecstatic about it. And I texted him, and I was like, it's a 50-50 chance he's gonna respond, because it's 1, 2 in the morning, whatever. And I texted him, and I was like, I sent the "Are you up?" text, And he said he responded. I shit you not, he responded. That's insane to me. So he responded, and I was like, oh shit, okay, he responded, so I guess I actually gotta put myself together. And he was staying in a hotel that was 2 minutes away from me. So 2 minutes, and it took me 15 minutes to actually hype myself up to go and spend the night at his hotel. But also, I'm a manipulator, okay? I don't know why I am, at least I admit it, right? But I was kind of waiting for that "you can definitely come spend the night at my hotel if you want to" text, okay? I was definitely setting myself up to get that text, because I wasn't going to go until I got that text. So once I did, I was ecstatic, and I kind of played it off I'm cool, it's cool, whatever. But no, I was low-key jumping up and down on the inside, and it was just pretty dope to me. So I was like, okay, I got the text. Looks like I'm gonna, put my little jogger set on and go to this man's hotel and, do a little cardio and then knock the fuck out, which is exactly what happened. So was it a bad decision? No, it wasn't a bad decision. It was a good decision. Also, it was past midnight, and as you guys know from my past podcast, I don't go out past midnight, and I really want to be out if I'm up past midnight, so yeah. And I looked cute and it was great, and I went to sleep, and it wasn't a bad decision. It was just like a bad decision because I knew it wasn't going to be good, because obviously I still have feelings for him. He's my partner in crime. He's a person I always want to call when something good happens to me or something bad happens to me, you know, and we're not really seeing each other anymore, but he's still my best friend. So it's one of those type vibes. Don't really know how to handle it. There's no rule book on this shit, so I don't know how it goes. I kind of just gotta figure it out, right? That's what we're all doing. We're just kind of figuring it out. Yeah, so that's my bad decision this past weekend, and everybody at work is just asking me, well, what kind of bad decisions did you do this weekend, Jazz? And I'm just like, oh my god, please stop. But it's supportive, so thank you guys seriously for being so supportive. So what is episode 2 about? It's about labels. What the fuck are labels, okay? Aren't they those little sticky things that you put on binders or folders to specify what it is, right? Isn't that what a label is? No. In this topic, it is about what you call your relationship. And I really don't want to say relationship because I did some research on this topic because I don't have a lot of knowledge in it, because I just don't personally agree with labels. But I do agree with the clear and the honesty of where you stand with that person. So let's get into it. What are labels? Labels are ways to classify your relationship. Why are they important? They're important because they provide a very clear and honest understanding of where you stand with the person. So now that we know that, we can jump into what I had seen from articles that I was reading and things like that. So I picked up on 6 different labels, and the first one is the talking phase. So, what is the talking phase? Well, the talking phase is like, honestly, it's the most fun phase, I think, because you have like no obligation to this person, and you get to sit there and learn about this person and talk to this person whenever you feel like. You don't have to ruin any part of your routine to talk to this person, and I honestly, I love the talking phase. I think it's so much fun, and there's so much flirting involved with it, and it's like, I know you want me. Do you want me too? Like, you know what I mean? Just like little things like that, and I think it's pretty dope. I love the talking phase. I wish every relationship was as fun as the talking phase. When it goes good. Don't get me wrong, there's bad talking phases. Like, there's this one guy I was talking to, and I'm not gonna even front and say that it was fun. No, he's so boring. Like, unless he has drinks in him, he is so boring. And I have no motivation to keep in contact because it's just like, it's so boring. And I don't know how to get my mindset out of the fact that it's not boring, but it's boring. And there's nothing I could do about it. What am I gonna do? You know, I just think it's boring. And then the next label that I got was like seeing someone. So let's talk about the talking phase into seeing someone, and then into the next one, which is dating. How long is acceptable to be in the talking phase before asking the person that you're talking to when they can be your significant other? Well, my best friend has been talking to this guy for, about 4 months, right? And she does everything for this man, like everything. Like, she spends so much money on him. He went home to Chicago for a few weeks, and she literally did the cutest thing ever. She made a little basket with his favorite candies and snacks, and she dressed up real sexy, and she went to the airport to pick him up. And I just feel like he's not appreciative of her effort or how she is, and that's shitty. Like, somebody who just isn't ready to make you all his, what does he want? What is it that's gonna make him want to date her? I know everybody has demons, we're all battling something, but at the same time, don't be playing anybody like that. Like, if they've invested 4 months, all that time, all that money, then you really gotta be clear on what you want with that person, Don't be giving them false hope that, yeah, I'm gonna want a relationship with you, but it's gonna be on my time, you're gonna have to say it's gonna be on my time, and my time is not equivalent to yours. Because she was ready for that relationship, and now she's just trying to get out of feeling what she feels for him. So, how long is acceptable? What do you guys think, Because, again, I was talking to somebody for 6 months. We were not exclusive. We were not dating. We were just seeing each other, having fun with each other, and like I said, he's my best friend, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. So, yeah, the next one is seeing somebody. So, when you're seeing someone, you're more inclined to fucking up your routine and, spend time with them. Usually it's on the weekend, usually it's on a day that you're not really working, like, you're okay with making those plans, and that's good enough to you, but it's nothing crazy, you're not exclusive, you're not really seeing each other, you don't really put a label on it, like, just the fact that you're seeing each other, and it doesn't even have to be one person that you're seeing. You could absolutely see more than one person. So I was seeing this one person, and this is where I fucked up. But when you're seeing someone, obviously you're not exclusive. And I was seeing this one person last year, and we stated that we would just be friends with benefits, and I agreed with that shit. But for 4 months of just friends with benefits, obviously I wasn't seeing anybody else, because who the fuck was I gonna see? It didn't seem like I was interested in anybody, and nobody else was interested in me. So I was like clinging to this one person, and on another episode of Bad Decision with Jazz, I caught feelings, even though we said it was just sex. Yeah, I'm stupid. I'm aware of that. But yeah, and we made it clear, and, I was seeing him, and I still wanted more. So, plus he had a girlfriend. Don't check me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, the next label is dating. So I feel like this one is it's like a very touchy topic. Is dating somebody exclusive or is it not? Because I've heard it both ways, where when you're dating somebody, it's fully exclusive and you're only dating that one person. At this point, you're fucking up your routine. You're incorporating them into your routine. And the guy that I was seeing for 6 months, like, it was damn near dating, because I was definitely fucking up my routine. Like, it got to the point where it's like I made a curfew for 9 o'clock or 9:30 or something like that, and that we couldn't, once 9 o'clock or 9:30 hit, it was time to go home, because we were also doing it on a work day, and that could fuck up your sleep schedule, that could make you tired and things like that, and I didn't want that. I still had things to take care of at home, but I didn't want to be home because I was living with my ex at the time, and my ex and I were only living with each other because we had a lease on an apartment. So, but I bought a house now. I don't have that problem anymore. So yeah, and so he was a good distraction at the time anyways. And then it kind of just turned into more okay, it kind of just remained that we were just fucking up each other's routine, and it was okay because we were happy. We made each other happy at the time. I don't know what classifies dating. Is it exclusive? Is it not exclusive? Who knows? Because it could be both ways. You could be dating more than one person. But let's be real. How do you entertain that many people at once? Because you could be dating 5 different people, and then what? How do you entertain 5 different conversations on a day-to-day basis? That's insane to me. I could barely entertain 1, let alone 5. And I don't know how people do it. More power to you. You do your thing, girl, boy, whatever. But look, I just don't know if I could do that. The next label that I got to was relationships/open relationships. So relationships definitely are exclusive at that point. At that point, you are actually building something with somebody to the point where it'll go to the fact that they'll be your partner, and then you'll get to marriage. Okay, that's the end game, marriage. So that's intense for a relationship. Yeah, if you're seeing anybody else at that point, I think it's cheating. Once you say that you're in a relationship with somebody, you're in a relationship, and that's it. Open relationships. I am indifferent about open relationships, so I could see how, and even open marriages, but I'm indifferent. Personally, I would not be with somebody who's in an open marriage, because I am at the point in my life where it's yeah, I want to be married, I'm not ready to be married, but I want that option with the person that I'm seeing. I want to know that if I want to cuff him up till death do us part, then I can definitely do that. But for an open relationship, it's just admitting your faults, admitting your weaknesses. And with an open relationship, it's I know that I cannot satisfy you in the ways that you need to be satisfied, but I don't want to let you go, and you don't want to let me go, because we've obviously built something here. We want to be together. So how are we going to make this work? So people oftentimes get into open relationships so that way they could let their partner go out, be happy, and satisfy the needs and the wants of themselves that their partner at that time, their actual partner, cannot satisfy. So I think that open relationships are a good thing. If that's what you're gonna do to make your relationship work, then make it work, because at the end of the day, we all just want somebody that will love us unconditionally and support us no matter what. And I honestly think it's a really good thing to have your partner admit that I'll never be able to satisfy this one part of you, but I want you to be happy. I want to satisfy it. So, I think that it's a good to admit that. So yeah, the next label that I got when I was researching was your partner. So I think that your partner is a little bit more than your relationship. Your partner at that point, like, you guys are prepping for marriage. Like, this is your soon-to-be fiance or is your fiance, and you guys are definitely at that point where it's like you're probably sharing a shared bank account because maybe you go on vacations together. You're probably sharing a phone line together. Just things that will easily transition you into a bigger role in each other's lives, which is being the wife or the husband. And I think that's really intense, to get to that point. My ex and I were definitely partners. We were definitely sharing rent and utilities and bills and our phones and things like that. So yeah, it was intense, and he was my partner, but we never got to marriage, unfortunately. So whatever. I mean, it is what it is, And then the final cherry on top is marriage. And marriage, I don't have a lot of expertise in it because I've never been married before, but I'm assuming that, like a partnership, which I have been in, it's all about compromises. It's all about making that person that you're with super happy, and obviously it has its ups and downs. Nothing is ever easy. All the good things in life never came easy to anybody. Like, you have to work for it. But it's important to know that the person that you're with is happy and that they love you and that you love them, and those are all important things, and I feel like that's kind of the end game to all these things. But it's 2020, so I feel like getting to that point is so difficult, especially, I'm 23, okay, so most of the guys that I go for are 26 and up. Like, I can't remember the last time that I talked to somebody who's also 23. And I feel like even as a 26, 27-year-old or more, they still don't know what they want. And that's upsetting because it's like, I know what I want, so when will I be able to find somebody who also knows what they want and wants the same thing as I do? And I thought I found that with the person I was talking to, and maybe I did, but it was just the wrong time for us because we just both came out of, intense relationships and things like that. So I don't know, but I feel like that's the end game. And again, I just don't have enough experience in marriage to tell you much about that label. Is marriage even a label? Is it a partnership? What is it? Like, what makes marriage so intense? Is it the fact that you guys share health insurance, or that, at that point they're more considered blood than the person that you're just dating? I know that the military for sure understands the importance of marriage more than just you dating somebody, even if they know that you've been dating for a minute. Marriage is on a whole other level. But I don't have enough experience to tell you about it. But those were like the labels that I had picked up, and a little bit of insight that I have from each one, except for the last one. I think that's all I got for you on this podcast. Hopefully it wasn't as long. I don't know, I can't really see how long it's been that I've been recording this, but that's all I got for you. So again, I always say this: if you have perspective on a situation, please let me know. Like, I'm so about perspective. I said that in my last podcast. If you made it this far, then I love you for sure. And yeah, I think that's all I have for you. So be safe, be happy, and be loved. XOXO Jazz.